Hello, it's Blackbird again. Um, it's been a week since I posted anything. Dealing with a lot of things. The last video I posted was asking for help. Um, I received $25 from one high school friend. But, I'm grateful to her for that because it was a start and I thought I was going to get somewhere, and that was it. I did have one other friend that reached out and asked me at the last minute if things had been covered, and thankfully to my friend's aunt, who happened to win at a bingo game, she got a little extra money and gave me enough to cover my locker, what I needed to get it down the road another month. So thank you, Aunt Pearl. But other than that, there's a lot of things going on with the health. Um, and I probably should make a separate video for that, because this is, I don't know. It's it's so difficult to explain what this experience has been, because I've been to a therapist who I've been calling a psychologist. He's actually I don't even know if he is an actual doctor. He's a licensed clinical counselor, something or other. But the accepted diagnosis of what I've been dealing with for at least 21 years, more than likely at least 35, from when I started having symptoms of the polyvagal that I was able to recognize. But it more than likely goes back to when I was 5. And in that time frame, not having interoception, not being able to fully feel my body the way that people should, the balance of my body. And you see people that do exercises, that they're finding their center and they're doing different things. This is something different. This is where if you take the human skeleton and stand it up so that it is properly aligned and everything's, at the right distances and put together right, and then attach all the tendons and muscles in the proper alignment and everything, There's finding center and there's being in alignment. What happened to me in the process of not having interoceptive ability is that my muscles tightened down, twisted on me, were pulling fingers in, and where I couldn't straighten fingers out. Or walking, talking. Lately it's been eating. As you can tell, I'm losing weight because of everything that's going on with my jaw. Makes it so difficult to eat. I have people that offer me food and I can't, because the way that my face is just so twisted. And people that say, hey, you look great. I look better than I've looked in years, and I'm looking better all the time when I'm rested, but I don't look healthy at all. This look on me is, the muscles in my cheeks are almost non-existent and twisted. The roof of my mouth is bent, has been, forward and side to side, and it affected my teeth, the way I talk, and that tightened down my jaw. And it was because I was tightening down my jaw that all that stuff got to where it was. And then I had an oral surgery where something twisted. So what I'm dealing with is the polyvagal is the state of nervous system interruption where when I got tense, I internalized that into my muscles and made myself. And I never released that. I never learned to let that go. And after so many years of dealing with that, decades, the muscle tension that had built up, I had gotten to the point where I wasn't as limber as I used to be. But I was still physically in alignment, the majority, maybe my jaw a little bit in the front, my teeth. And this thing. But that's not the physical damage that was done that I'm having to repair. And so what happened when I had the two things happen in '03, something shifted my body that I've been having to straighten that out. And the therapist that I saw, he's like, just relax, everything will work its way out. And I go through these things where my teeth just want to just go like a motorboat. And it's muscles that are trying to release, but they can't because other things are so tight still. And I go through this constantly. And this is what the damage to my system has been over 50 years. I got to speak to a wonderful therapist within the VA healthcare system. Her name's Sandy. Hello, if you're listening. She had no idea about polyvagal. It's not something that is taught. And very often, because people go through the diagnosis process in our current medical institutions, at least here in the United States, the way that they function, you get fed into a system. That system feeds you through little slots. And wherever you fit, that's where you go next. And if you don't fit in that slot, well, they'll bump you over to another slot. So they do all their tests. They do the blood works. They do the MRIs, the x-rays, and they say, well, we see a little bit of this. You got some arthritis. You got this. You got that. A bone spur here, a whatever pinched nerve there. They don't understand that all of that stuff is because your body is out of alignment and to such a degree that you can't function. And we have no way of measuring this yet. I need to talk to people about this. There are ways to do this. I have ideas. And I have been through something that putting this back together is not just calming from polyvagal and learning how to get my nervous system to function properly. That I've been developing and exercising and growing. But it's the damage along the way that accrued over at least a couple of decades, if not several. People not in my physical presence don't really feel what the cracking and grinding and all that really is. But it's my bones fighting to straighten out because the muscles around are just pulling them in and out of alignment. If there's a physician or somebody, doctor, therapist out there that knows any other source of what this might be other than just polyvagal damage from 30, 40, 50 years, please reach out. I'm not saying this. I'm saying this. Churchill did that once too, and he was the one that started that, made it popular anyways. So, hey, in his infamous words, keep buggering on. God bless.